Yeah, so I want to have a quick chat about, obviously, you've got the new record coming out, and what's been going on over the last couple of years, and what's going on in the future. So, yeah, first of all, thanks for your time.
No, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's an absolute pleasure. So let's talk about the new album then. I mean, you guys are obviously in the same room now. How's that worked over the last 18 months recording the record?
It was quite tricky because obviously when the lockdown started, we had no thoughts in our mind of doing an album or doing anything. I was drinking beer and doing TikToks, to be honest with you, in the first beginning of the lockdown. And then, as it sort of dawned on us a little bit that this weren't going away, this virus was here to stay for a good while. Yeah. And obviously we had our sort of, what we do for a living taken away from us. It kind of become a point where we went, you know what, we've actually now got the time to do an album whereas before we'd always said, if you're going to do something, you need to do it properly. And we didn't have the time to do it because obviously we're touring all the time and, all over the world and doing sort of shows, festivals and stuff like that. We didn't have the time to really put into it. So we just started sort of doing stuff, over Zoom and, talking and, doing writing and stuff.
When we could get together, we got in the studio. When we couldn't get together, it was just like I'd send a track and then it'd be like, could you send a vocal? And but to be honest with you, we were just flowing with it. And it came together quite good.
I mean, it's quite incredible, like technology now. Like,
I was going to say, things have changed.
There was some real funny moments during the time when Sean would phone me all excited about a bit of the track that he had just done, and I'd be vibing with him over a WhatsApp video call. And it almost felt like he was in the room, really. And then in between the lockdown lifting, when we was allowed to bubble up and be together, that was nice to be actually get back in the studio properly and put the vocals down. Album comes out for pre-order on the 3rd of December, Friday the 3rd of December, and then after that it will be available to actually have in your library on the 28th of January. So
28th of January. Okay.
Really excited about the prospect of people hearing our first music in 20 years. I've waited a long time.
20 years? Wow.
It's been 20 years since we released the last music.
Yeah, you touched on the WhatsApp and the technology. A lot's changed over 20 years in the music industry, hasn't it? What aspects of it are exciting to you now you've kind of come back into it?
It's so weird, the fact that, like, when we actually think about it logically, we didn't have anything. Like back in the day,
there's no social media, Facebook or anything like that, was there?
Well, I'm gonna make us sound really old now, but I mean, like, we honestly used to get our first schedules that we got when in the band were on fax, and that's the truth. Like our management company bought us a fax machine.
I don't remember.
I had a phone, and my email, not email.
I didn't have a fax machine, mate.
You probably never opened
it. I had one.
Anything. Yeah, and I used to get a fax, and I remember one day this fax was coming through, and very tired and very angry, and I broke that fax machine. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of it, but it just relentlessly making noise.
And when I first started, when I started as a writer, I was at college when I started, and there was no email or anything. So my mum used to book the interviews with press officers over the phone while I was at college. So there was not even that. And most of them now are like, I remember chatting to your mum for hours. Like, and that was before email or anything.
Yeah, it's really weird. I remember getting my first computer when we was on a Dixon's on tour, and it's mental. We didn't have any social media, anything like that. Yeah. And we're just getting our heads around that, like how you can instantly be in a room and tell people where you're going to be. It's a very powerful tool.
Yeah. On that note, I mean, does it change the way you approach things? Like, obviously before, when things were in the press or anything like that, or reviews or anything like that, does it change the way now, the fact that everything's instant? Does it change the way you work or the way you approach things?
It don't change anything for me, to be quite honest with you.
It doesn't really. I think obviously, even in the background, as obviously when we weren't in the band, I think we could see where it was going. With social media, and it's just, I suppose it's adjusting. It's like anything really. It's like the new music. When we were writing it, and when we didn't just want to do oh, let's just sound like Five, what Five sounded like in the 90s, because, you know, it would have been a little bit left in the past, really. And
difficult to compete with.
yeah, and difficult. So what we wanted to do is we kind of wanted to have a sound that hinted, you know, and gave a nod to the past, but was very much in the present. And we do feel that we've achieved that with the album, and that the singles that are out at the moment, we've been lucky enough to be able to perform them with we were just doing the Boys Are Back tour, which is the tour that we were on pre-pandemic. And the response for the songs live and on Spotify has been it's been heartwarming, really. It's been amazing.
Do you think part of that, like you said, you've modern, I don't want to use the word modernized, but you've brought it into the kind of now? Your fans have obviously grown up with you as well. Do you think they appreciate the fact that you've not tried to recapture the old days?
I think there's a mixture of both, really. I think you've got a certain amount of fans that want to hear the Five of the past, and some people want to see the progression. And I think we've, you know, to blow our own trumpet, I do think we've amalgamated the two quite well, and made it a sound that they can live in the now with, but still go, oh yeah, that still sounds like Five.
You need it to sort of be
touch both worlds.
Yeah. You want it to be organic. You know, you want it to represent Five. You don't want it to represent any one of us individually. It needs to represent sort of the nature of the group.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, we're not 16, 17 years of age. So if you're trying to sort of go in the past and write like you were 16, 17 years of age, then it's just going to be it's not going to be authentic, is it? But it's not like we sat down and we sort of, it was contrived, or we thought, oh, it needs to be like the past, it needs to be like this. I mean, I think it was a natural progress. I mean, like the first two tracks we made, sort of naturally, like Making Me Fall, and I can't remember now off the top of my head, but Making Me Fall comes to mind at one of the tracks on the album, and that's quite like the past, but I think it naturally came out. But I think it's a progression. It's like, okay, where did we leave off? We finished with like Let's Dance and whatever, so where did we go? And it just sort of come out naturally. I think it was probably where we would have gone
if we hadn't have stopped.
And then it sort of went on its own journey, and then that led us to like Reset, which is going down really well. Get clicking that on Spotify, by the way. It's going down really well. Come on, Graham. And but then we've got one of the songs on there, Time, is just like a really sort of classic ballad that you would never have associated with Five. You know what I mean? There's a real mixed bag on there. But the one thing that we've kept going from the old albums is it's eclectic. There's loads of different styles on there. That's what we've always done.
There's still some rapping and stuff like that. But, you know, so we've kept obviously elements of it.
It's still Five.
It's still very much Five. But Sean touched on Time there. Time's actually a single that's coming out on the 26th of November, available to pre-order from next week, the 22nd. And as Sean said, it's a song that you wouldn't expect Five to do. It's very grown up. It's a classical ballad, really, and it's a lovely song. Like, we literally can't wait for people to hear it. And then the album, it'll give people a glimpse of the eclecticness of the album, really.
Brilliant. Okay, I mean, one of the things we got with the press release that we got was that you'd said you'd turned the negative into a positive. Could you kind of expand on that a bit?
Well, basically, instead of sitting indoors during the pandemic when you know, the government, Boris and everyone saying you can't do this and you can't do that, and being all hard done by, and, you know, worrying about ourselves inwardly, and, you know, the money we'd lost and stuff like that, what we wanted to do is go, do you know what can we do in this time, instead of wasting the time and doing nothing and just waiting on the edge of our
just like doing what you can, isn't it?
And so what we done with
like everybody has.
And what we done with that time was put it to good use. And what was kind of mental, really, was when we ended the first tour short, because obviously the pandemic hit, we were singing the songs that we've always sung, Keep On Moving, Everybody Get Up. We were rock yous. When we come back to finish that tour, not only could we still deliver them songs that they love, that they know and love, we could actually do new songs, which we never would have had if it weren't for the pandemic. So as much as we know that the coronavirus gave a negative impact for us, and personally for families across the world, for us, it gave us the gift of time, and that sounds cheesy. It really did.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
I was going to ask. Does that is that a coincidence with the album title then?
A coincidence or clever marketing? I don't know.
Definitely, yeah.
And two, after 20 years, you know, and people just, and a lot of our fans sort of saying, when are you going to do new music? When are you going to do new music? And we always just sort of said, well, I don't know. I mean, we're quite apprehensive about it because, like, people come to our concerts and they want to keep on moving. And if you're getting down, and if you come to a 5 concert, you'll still hear that. But we were afraid to bring anything new to it because it's like, how do you compete with it? And I think during the pandemic, everybody became a bit more reflective. You start to think about what's important, don't you? And I think when we just sat down and sort of reflected, it was just like, well, it's what we want to do. It's inside us. So why let that fear stop you?
Yeah.
You know, we want to do it. We want to express ourselves. The music's there, and why not try? So,
it just felt right. It felt like, I know I keep on saying the word time, but it did feel like the right time to make an album. And as Sean said, sitting there in lockdown thinking, where is this fear coming from? Why is there a fear? Because songs still exist, and we still get loads of love for them. Yeah. And I think in writing the album, you can't go, we need to recreate or keep on moving. We need to be getting down. You can't do that because then you're not going to better them. No. Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to write songs that over time could be the next one, but not give up. Another song that's a hit.
Yeah. Okay, that leads me into my next section. Then we do like a quiz section in the interview.
I love a quiz.
Various people. You might not do.
Anything, mate. I love it.
Well, what we've done is we've picked 5 of your lyrics from your older songs. We're going to see if you can remember which songs they are.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll get them wrong, but he's the man for the job.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I think I might do well.
They're off the internet, so apologies if they're incorrect. So
if they're incorrect, I'm not going to get them right, am I?
Well, we interviewed a mountaineer, and I questioned him on something, and he said, "No, that's not right." And then we ended up having a bit of a to and fro about it. I'm like, "Well, the internet said it wasn't. The internet." So right. So the first one, then we'll go with it. Sometimes the pressure gets so high, excuses come so easy.
That's not a 5 song.
That's not a 5 song.
I've got Stop Pushing Me.
Stop Pushing Me. That's not a 5 song.
How do you know that?
Stop Pushing Me.
That's one.
Stop pushing me around.
It is a 5 song.
What have you delved into the archive?
It's something.
Does it go like that? Stop pushing me around.
I don't know. Maybe.
Right, no, I failed on that one. I mean, be a little bit less obscure.
You know, like moving and getting down. Still got to go that way.
All right, we'll try another one. I mean, I did really dig back into these, so
yeah. I don't even remember this one.
I've set you up to.
Right, okay, we're going to fail miserably here.
Okay, I know that you think I'm being insincere from the way I'm treating you.
When the lights go out.
Good call.
Okay.
Don't need to tell me we're risking this friendship, but there's no stopping this vibe we're on.
No, it's coming to me.
It's not 5, Joe.
Yeah, it is. Give me the first word.
Don't need.
Don't need to tell me.
Yeah.
What?
It's called, well, the song's Don't Fight It.
Yeah, Don't Fight It, baby, yeah. Don't fight it, baby. That's that. That's it. Okay. And it's my vocal.
Well, let me tell you, the songs on the new album are better than that one.
True.
If you don't get this one, I'll be right. So throw your hands to the sky, wave them from side to side.
Go on.
That could be any of them.
No, come on.
Throw your hands up. I know it now when you say it now when you see it like that.
Say it.
If you're getting down.
Yeah.
I was a bit scared. I was thinking, that's that now.
Okay, and the last one then. Just slide on over here because it's a party. Slide on over.
555 online.
Now I've got Straight Up Funk.
Oh, yeah, but you shouldn't have said it. I would have got it eventually. I had a list in the end. It was
you've lost.
Right, okay.
Just check it.
straight up funk in your ear. Yeah.
So that's impressive. 4 out of 5.
Brilliant. There you go.
Perfect. Just to finish off then, good luck with the album. I'm just looking forward to hearing it. What are your plans then for the rest of 2022 once the album's out?
Got an arena tour going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing an arena tour, and we're hoping at the latter part of the year to also do a theatre tour across the UK. So, yeah, we're looking forward to singing all the old songs and then all new songs on a big show.
Okay, brilliant. Is there any plans to take it outside the UK? Because that obviously last time that was the kind of market you dabbled in but didn't quite.
Yeah, we're going to Australia. We've got a tour of Australia in November, which has been postponed because of the pandemic a couple of times. But yeah, we've got quite a big tour over there in November. So yeah, we're looking forward to it when we're doing most of the big states over in Australia.
Is outside the UK an important kind of task for you next year? Is that one of your goals, one of your targets?
Anywhere where there's people.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot, like obviously always before the pandemic, we were doing like so many shows in like Sweden.
It would be nice to get abroad again.
Yeah, Sweden and Norway and stuff like that. We spent a long time in the Netherlands doing loads of shows. So yeah, it's
Belgium.
Yeah, loads in Belgium.
Holland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway.
Everywhere really.
Australia.
Yeah, we get about a bit.
We like to travel. We like to travel.
Now you've got the chance to make up for it now, haven't you? Now we can all get on the road. Perfect. Like I said, good luck with everything. I mean, just to finish off, have you got any message for the fans that are dying to hear the new music? And see you guys on stage.
The message would be, thank you for waiting patiently for so many years. Thank you for the response so far on the music that we've released. Keep on streaming, keep on clicking, and make sure you watch all of our socials, our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, because there's loads and loads of news coming up about the pre-order for the album. The pre-order is out, as I said, for the 3rd of December, and they'll be able to preview the songs, 90 seconds of every song, so they'll be able to give a good feel for the album. So yeah, we're looking forward to them hearing it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
No, thank you for your time, guys. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to the arena tour next year. And we'll catch up and have this conversation on then. I'll test you again on your lyrics.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll go and listen to the old album.
You did well then. You really went into the archives.
Yeah, well done. Cheers, mate.
No worries. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.